When 21-year-old Catalina Gutiérrez disappeared, everyone was worried, including her best friend. The problem? He was the one who killed her. And by the time police uncovered the truth, it was already too late. Catalina Gutiérrez was born and raised in Córdoba, Argentina. She was beautiful, but everyone who knew her said the same thing. She was kind, she was funny, and she genuinely cared about people. She loved music, she loved her family, and, as she got older, she started building a huge following online. Hundreds of thousands of people followed her social media accounts. Brands began reaching out. Opportunities started appearing, and Catalina's future looked brighter than ever. At the same time, she was beginning college, and that's where she met a classmate named Nestor Soto. At first, he seemed harmless, quiet, awkward, a little shy. Catalina quickly welcomed him into her life. She introduced him to her friends. She introduced him to her boyfriend, and eventually, she introduced him to her family. Nestor became a regular part of their lives. He attended family dinners, game nights, hangouts. He even looked after the family's dogs. To everyone around Catalina, Nestor was just a friend. But privately, something was changing. He followed everything she posted. Every photo, every update, every story. Catalina believed she had gained a friend. Nestor believed something else entirely. He convinced himself that they were meant to be together, even though Catalina never showed any romantic interest in him. Not once. But Catalina wasn't the first girl Nestor fixated on. Not even close. For years, girls had accused him of stalking them, harassing them, even threatening them. At one point, he became so obsessed with certain girls that he memorized their class schedules. Investigators later learned he had those schedules written on the walls of his bedroom. Several complaints had been made, but nothing ever stopped him. Then, Catalina entered his life, and the fixation only grew stronger. Eventually, Catalina's relationship ended, but not for long. Soon she began dating someone new, and everything changed. Nestor hated it. Something snapped. Normally, when girls rejected him, he eventually moved on. But not this time. Not with Catalina. According to investigators, he became increasingly possessive, increasingly controlling, increasingly angry. He wanted to know where she was, who she was with, what she was doing. The friendship began falling apart, and whenever Catalina tried to stand up for herself, Nestor would manipulate her, make her feel guilty, make her feel responsible. For months, the situation got worse. Then came the 17th of July, 2024, the last day of Catalina's life. Catalina had plans to go bowling with friends that night. Nestor was invited too. Earlier that evening, he asked if they could meet privately first. Just the two of them. Catalina agreed. The plan was simple. Meet around 9 p.m, then head to the bowling alley. But Catalina was running a little late. She had a last-minute brand deal to finish. Part of her job as an influencer. Nothing unusual. She was only a few minutes behind schedule. But Nestor acted like she had betrayed him. The messages started pouring in. Angry. Insulting. Personal. Catalina called him. She apologized and explained she had been delayed by work. But Nestor wasn't interested in listening. He attacked her verbally, called her selfish, insulted her boyfriend, told her she was a terrible friend. None of it was true. Catalina cared deeply about the people around her, and now she felt terrible for upsetting him. She could have gone bowling. She could have ignored him. She could have gone home. Instead, she drove to Nestor's house to apologize. She never made it home. At some point inside the house, Nestor snapped. He attacked Catalina, beating her repeatedly. The violence continued until she lost consciousness. Then, investigators say, he tied her up, and when she began regaining consciousness, he climbed on top of her, looked directly into her eyes, and strangled her to death. Catalina Gutiérrez was only 21 years old. Almost immediately, Nestor began covering his tracks. He placed Catalina's body inside her own vehicle, then drove her car to a remote area, far away from his house, far away from witnesses. His plan was simple: destroy the evidence, destroy the body, destroy the truth. He attempted to set the vehicle on fire. Nestor thought he had destroyed the evidence. He was wrong. One small mistake changed everything. After starting the fire, he closed the doors. The flames lost oxygen and eventually died out. The car remained. The evidence remained. And Catalina's body remained. Meanwhile, Catalina's family was panicking. Her friends couldn't reach her. Her boyfriend couldn't find her, and nobody knew where she had gone. As her loved ones desperately searched for answers, Nestor stayed close. He comforted the family. He spoke with them. He acted concerned. He acted worried. He even appeared to be searching for answers too. The problem, he wasn't searching for Catalina. He already knew where she was. He was the reason she was missing. Police quickly began investigating everyone close to her. Most people had alibis. Most people had explanations. Nestor didn't. And there was another problem. His story kept changing. Again, and again, and again. Then investigators checked his phone records. And suddenly, everything unraveled. Nestor's phone had traveled to the exact location where Catalina's body was found. A remote location he had no reason to be near. When confronted with the evidence, he finally broke and confessed. His trial began in 2025. Former classmates testified. Former victims testified. And witness after witness described years of disturbing behavior. Many were shocked by Nestor's attitude throughout the proceedings. Catalina's family said he showed no genuine remorse. This was the same family that had welcomed him into their home, fed him, trusted him, treated him like family. In the end, the jury found him guilty. Nestor Soto was sentenced to life in prison. Though he may become eligible for release after serving decades behind bars, Catalina only went to his house that night for one reason: to apologize. She wasn't going there to argue. She wasn't going there to fight. She wasn't going there to end a friendship. She was going there to say sorry. Nestor spent years believing Catalina belonged to him. She never did. And that obsession ultimately cost Catalina Gutiérrez her life.